We're ever close, ladies and gentlemen, for this nightmarish saga to come to an end.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do a Chelsea News Blitz takeover edition. Not too much transfer news that we're going to talk about, in regards to any specific players. We could talk about sort of budgets and whatnot. But most importantly, breaking news, as you can see, the Premier League have approved the Todd Boehly-led takeover. This is from Matt Law. We're getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. The one step now is getting the approval from the government. What a nightmare situation this has been. Honestly, we are now so close to end of May, and we've suffered for too long. We really have. The crazy part is, and we've covered this, right, as soon as the saga started. First of all, this was never about the Ukraine war. This was never about, trying to help that cause, because how's sanctioning Chelsea Football Club going to help out Ukraine and the Ukrainian citizens that are suffering at the moment over there? It was always about a sort of a PR stunt. It was always about the UK government showing to the UK citizens that they're doing something. The worst part is, in essence, they've actually hurt their own people. They've hurt the match-going fans from not going into matches because we've got sanctions. We can't sell tickets. We can't sell merchandise. So they've hurt people that work within the club as well, because the mega store has been off. So I'm pretty certain some of the staff has probably been, I suppose, put off. Maybe they're still getting paid. I don't know, but they obviously don't have work at the moment. There's no mega store. But it's not just that. It's everything that's surrounding Stamford Bridge. There are other businesses that rely on match day, crowd to come in and purchase stuff from those businesses, whether it be hotels, whether it be restaurants, whether it be whatever the case is. The surrounding businesses rely on that, and they've hurt those people. So I'm not really sure what the UK government got out of this. And the other part is, this whole saga has just taken way too long. Why has this taken so long? It was clear as daylight that Todd Boehly was the clear-cut winner from the get-go. It shouldn't have taken the Rain Group so long. I know it's a multi-billion pounds transaction. I get that. But when you see your shortlist, there's literally one guy, which was Todd Boehly and his consortium, that had everything on point. Everyone else, there was always glaring issues, which was stopping them from being a true contender. So I'm not really sure why it took them that long. Fine, you eventually then, came up with the winner, which was Todd Boehly about a couple of weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago. And then, even then, Premier League, why is it taking so long to approve this? I don't know. What are you checking that's taking so long? Why can't these things be done at a quicker pace? Surely there's a checklist. Get it done. For me, the time frame has just been too mad. It really has been too mad. And I hope we get to the bottom of this very, very soon. I mean, we're almost at the end of May now. And the reason why we need this to be done and dusted is we've got a lot of work to do in the summer. Not just players going, incoming players as well, and also a whole heap of other planning in regards to how we want to play our football next season, philosophy, director of football, who are going to be part of the structure in terms of personnel, stadium redevelopment plan, and all sorts. Like, there's just, we need to get this going. And on top of that, the fans, as I said, sanctions, they need to go away. These sanctions are hurting us. It's mad. Further development could happen this evening regarding the government. This was literally about less than 12 hours ago. So hoping the government gives a green light today. And we have all the sanctions removed and we can officially start working. So we'll see what happens from that front. The names being mentioned purchasing Chelsea are Todd Boehly, Clearlake Capital, Hans-Jörg Wyss, and Mark Walter. So that's fantastic. We've got CFC Daily here putting out the full list of all the all the directors, I suppose, that are listed. So check that out if you need to see who is involved with Chelsea Football Club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Boehly's consortium will outlay 2.5 billion plus 1.75 billion investment over the next 10 years. Boehly has a plan to bring Stamford Bridge to the level of the top European stadium. This is very important. We need to make sure we have a way to increase the capacity at Stamford Bridge. 40,000 is just not good enough. It really isn't. For a top club like Chelsea, who are competing at the highest level all over Europe, 40,000 capacity is a joke. We need to have a stadium minimum at 60,000. If anything, a size club of Chelsea's size need to have something around 80,000 people, fans coming in. And that's when you create an epic atmosphere. Can you imagine? As opposed to 40,000, you have 80,000 fans going into Stamford Bridge. You know, we talk about fans creating an environment. We talk about Thomas Tuchel asking this season several times in press conference, we need to create an environment. We need to create an environment. It's crazy how our home form this season has been mad. Too many draws, losses as well. We need to create a fortress, and this redevelopment hopefully is a start of creating this fortress. Badly needed to go from 40 to 60 at a bare minimum. So yeah, Todd Boehly's consortium will outlay 2.5 billion plus 1.75 billion investments over the next 10 years. So let's check that out. Next up, breaking. Todd Boehly to hand Thomas Tuchel 200 million war chest, once again from Matt Law. Further goes on to say, the Boehly-led consortium want to give Tuchel a clear signal that they are serious about Chelsea making ground and eventually catching Manchester City and Liverpool in the Premier League. Look, this should be the objective. Undoubtedly, we are so far behind Liverpool and City, and they are improving every single window. So we are falling behind and behind and behind. And this is what Thomas Tuchel said in recent press conference, that this is not an improvement. We are going to be in a rebuild phase again because we are going to lose a lot of players that have wealth of experience, and they're going to move on from our football club. So we're in a rebuild stage. And then on top of that, for future windows, we need to then keep improving and make sure somehow we slowly start catching up to Liverpool and Man City. There's a lot of hard work that is, in line to happen. If we don't do that, if we don't work hard, honestly, forget about catching up with these two teams, because they will continue to battle with each other, and for years to come, they will be the only contenders, and everyone is just going to watch them and just admire what they're up to. But I like the fact that Todd Boehly has a vision that he wants to make sure that he is in the mix. Instead of two, you throw in yourself and make it a three horse race. A lot of people talking about this 200 million war chest, which is fantastic. Few people are saying, does that, is that sort of included with the player sales? I believe it would be. I don't think it's just 200 million off from the get-go. Just go and buy whoever you want to buy. We do have to get rid of a lot of our players. Some of them are leaving anyway. But on top of that, we have to get rid of them. So maybe net figure 200 million. I don't mind. Obviously, we're going to make some money with player sales. And then on top of that, hopefully some more budget will come in. And overall, it seems like it's 200 million war chest, which is quite a decent figure. If we can get something around 200 to 250 million, we can do a bit of damage with that level of money. We need CBs, we need wing backs. Not really sure whether we're going to get midfielders and maybe a forward, maybe one forward. And that's why probably players like Jorginho and Kante, who knows, maybe we just keep them for the time being and then see what happens next season. Maybe Kante gets a contract extension. Who knows? Maybe Jorginho as well, maybe 1 year. I don't know whether they'll accept or not. Jorginho's one's tricky, because he's only going to have a year left after this. Yeah, this one's finished, so he's only going to have 1 more year left now. So it's going to get very interesting from a midfield point of view. And the midfield drama continues a little bit more. I'll showcase to you why very, very soon. Next up, Chelsea are set to more than double Mason Mount's 80,000 a week contract once the takeover is complete. This is well deserved. This is absolutely well deserved. 80,000 a week at the moment, Mason Mount, someone who has produced good numbers, great attitude, slowly becoming a leader of the group as well. Every player internally loves him and talks very highly of him. Rival fans, rival players talk highly of him. A key cog in England as well. 2 years in a row now, he's been Chelsea Player of the Season. So look, completely deserves it. 80,000 a week doesn't do justice one bit. So doubling that, 160,000, probably right. When you have Timo Werner earning around 272,000 per week, it's a joke that Mason Mount's on 80,000. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to talk about. This is the interesting midfield conversation, and I really want to take an opportunity to understand what's going on, and I want to know how you feel about it. Let's just read through the news first. David Edgar, close with Billy Gilmour's family, has said that he doesn't want to do another loan at Chelsea and will leave Chelsea permanently if Tuchel doesn't offer him game time next season. Here's my opinion. I don't know what the rush is for these kids. I'm pretty sure Billy Gilmour is probably 20 years old. He's 20. He'll be 21, fine, in 11 June 2000. So on the 11th of June, he'll turn 21. Still, it's young. I don't know what these young players and their rush is. What is so bad about a loan move? What happened to those days where players would look forward to a loan move and cherish the situation to do well, impress, and then come back to your parent club and try and flourish? Why is Billy Gilmour sort of saying he will leave Chelsea permanently if Tuchel doesn't offer him game time next season? I mean, you're a good player, Billy Gilmour. I'm not taking that away from you. You're absolutely great talent, but you can't hold us in a bit of a ransom situation. If you don't get game time, you're going to leave Chelsea permanently. What sort of attitude is that? And where are you going to go? What makes you think there are clubs better than Chelsea right now? Unless you're going to, a Man City or a Liverpool or a Real Madrid or something like that, Bayern Munich. What makes you think you go into a permanent move to, let's say, I don't know, like a Brighton or a Southampton or an Aston? What makes you think that's going to be a good solution for you? Chelsea Football Club is where you want to be, mate. Have some patience. You're only going to be 21. You didn't have the greatest loan season at Norwich. And I'm not having complete guy. Norwich team sucks. I get that. They got relegated. But why this sort of attitude that, I don't want to go to another loan? What's bad about... Look at Conor Gallagher. Killed it at West Brom. Killed it at Crystal Palace. Now he's in conversation. Why is that looked down upon? Why aren't you looking forward to going to another loan, spell and really going out there and make an impact? How can we say, you know what, with that sort of loan spell that you have with Norwich, now coming to Chelsea and you're going to get a hell of a lot of game time? How can we give you that? Come to the preseason, try and impress, and see from there. If you can really impress in preseason, you should be in the mix then in the midfield. We do need a player like Billy Gilmour, but once again, someone like Billy Gilmour, as much as I would like to see him as the deepest midfielder, I think he will also struggle as being the lone DM. Physicality could be an issue. Mobility should be fine, but I think physicality as the deepest midfielder, I don't know if he's really up for it as yet. I would like him to keep developing a little bit more before you think about these sort of demands. I need game time at Chelsea. But I want to hear from you guys, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments section. Please let me know how you feel about this, because I don't like when players do this. Be humble, man. You want to think about your future, fine, but your future you should be thinking about at Chelsea. doing your level best at Chelsea. Where, as I said, where do you think you're going to go? What club better than Chelsea? Do you think you're going to go to Liverpool? Do you think you're going to go to City? If it's not any of those, then who? West Ham. What you going to do there? They don't even have any European football or Conference League. I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about this, the Billy Gilmour situation and all the other news that we've gone through. Chelsea takeover situation, the budget. If you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.